So today I'm filming a video about sixth form and A-levels, and I'm just going to be giving some advice that I've, gathered, some experience that I've gotten throughout the past year. I just finished year 12 and it's been very, very different to GCSEs. And this past year has gone so fast. So I thought this might benefit some people who are out there that are just about to start sixth form in a couple of weeks from now. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, then please press the red button down below. That's only if you end up liking this video and if you look at any other ones and if you enjoy them too. Sixth form has actually been really difficult for me for the past year. But I mean, if I could do it again, I would definitely change a lot of things. And there's a few things that I actually did that really helped me, so I'm just here to share them. So with sixth form, it's a lot more independent than GCSEs because the teachers helped you a lot more, I feel like, especially in my school. In year 11 compared to year 12. In year 12 it was a lot more proactive. You had to do your own work, you had to do your own research outside of class, your own revision. Of course there was support from teachers if you went and asked it, but a lot of it was put on you and the teachers weren't responsible for a lot of things. So in that aspect it was a little bit more difficult to transition from being so reliant on the teachers to being more independent, controlling your own learning essentially. So in year 12 I studied biology, chemistry and English literature, and they are hard subjects for me. It was difficult, and one thing I want to say, so number one is make notes as you go. So this could be per chapter. This could be after every half term, and it really depends on what you want to do. So for example, for biology you have different chapters. So we have plants, we have the immune system, we have cell division, cell structure, stuff like that. After every topic that you learn, you can do a summary of notes and keep them, or you could do rough notes in class, and after the whole term has finished, you look through the textbook that you've been given and your class notes, and you kind of write notes based on both of those. So this kind of helps widen your understanding. This is a really good habit to have, especially at the beginning of the year, because when you're close to your exams, you have all your notes ready and you can just revise from them instead of having to make the notes, which is really time consuming. So it's really important to do this at the beginning of the year and keep your notes. I have loads of notes from the beginning of the year and I was still making notes up until my exams, but it's really, really helpful to have those notes before and you can read over them and refresh your memory. That means you can have more time to actually help memorize and focus on learning what's the content as opposed to just writing and writing. One mistake I sort of made, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but some teachers pointed it out. They say I have very neat handwriting and I spend so long and so much effort making my notes neat as opposed to focusing on the content. So it's not always bad, obviously have neat notes, but I think I spent too much time just writing it to look nice as opposed to actually focusing on the content. And I would just making notes and writing, but I wouldn't really make sure that my mind was remembering what I was writing down. So obviously that made me struggle a little bit when I was trying to remember all that stuff, because I was literally writing notes for every chapter, every topic. I was writing so many notes and I still didn't remember everything. So I was so confused. I think just write it down and don't worry about making it too neat, because at the end of the day, that exam matters and what you get in that exam, and it's not going to matter about your handwriting or anything as long as you know the content. So obviously everyone's different, but some people, they learn better when they look at their notes on paper, and that was me looking at my neat notes. I've seen before where some people, they just write rough notes in class or at home, and then they go on their computers and they write a neater version. And it's all laid out nicely, color coded, stuff like that. Pros and cons could be different colors, stuff like that. So it's a lot easier, and you keep all your notes in one place. You can write in a Word document, PowerPoint, and it's just a lot easier to have it all organized in one place as opposed to having them in folders. And whenever you want to revise something, you can easily just search it up and you can have it, all your notes on the computer that you've written yourself, as opposed to having to look through your folders and stuff. And obviously this saves a lot of space as well. This saves, if your notes got damaged, at least you have those computer ones. Or if you don't want to do that, then maybe you can just take pictures of your notes and just post them on your computer, and at least you can easily access all of them. So throughout my sixth form life, if I should say, I especially found it really useful to write like a list of what I need to accomplish in that day. And this is obviously to do with studying, but it was also those other things that I was doing in the day that just helped me feel a little bit more accomplished at the end. Like for me, revision timetables don't work, and I don't know why, they just don't work. So I can't write 9 a.m. I'm going to revise this, because it just will not happen, because I have so many things happening in my life that all of a sudden something will interfere with that time. And I can't guarantee that I can do that at the time, if that makes sense. So what helps me is to just write a list and say, revise cell division, revise whatever, like moles from chemistry, and just have like a tick box at the end. And then when I've done that, I just know, oh, I need to complete this by the end of the day. And when I have a time to do it, I'll do it and tick it off. And then that's how it worked best for me. Obviously, it depends on your subject, but a lot of the subjects have like specifications, which can really help when you're revising. Obviously, the specifications, what you actually need to know in the exam. So look for the specification, highlight, well, this is towards the end. Obviously when you're revising and making notes, make notes on each individual like part of the spec. I would highlight one colour of what I'm more confident on and what I am least confident on, and then I would focus on the ones I'm least confident on first, or the most. And then I'd go to the more confident ones. Because I noticed one thing I would always do is revise the stuff I'm more comfortable with, the stuff I knew. Because that was what felt good for me, obviously, because I knew that stuff. I already was confident at it, so I would go over it again just so I could feel better about myself. And I was like, oh, I revised that, I revised this, and in reality I already knew that stuff. What I needed to spend my time on was on the things that I didn't know, the things that I didn't want to know or didn't want to revise, so I had to force myself. So that's what you kind of need to make sure you're not falling into the same cycle of comfortability. I said that so weird, comfortability, right? Yeah, you get my point. My point is we just need to gain a little bit of like awareness around the way we study and the habits we fall into. Because a lot of the things that I did, I didn't realise, and it became detrimental to my grades. So another one is create a schedule. So it's not always like, oh, I'm gonna revise this day, this day, this day, at this time. It's more like find out how much free time you have. Just like print out or make a table for the week. And if you know you're working, for example, on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, then you fill in that or color in. I would say make a key. Different colors represent different things. So you can put blue for work. So you color in that amount and just make sure like it basically shows you're working that time. Just times that you'll know you won't be free. Just put them in. And then whatever's left, you'll know, I'm free this day, I'm free this time, I'm free this evening, I'm free this afternoon. And then you can allocate times for your revision and important things and free time, because of course it's important to revise, but it's also important to have time for yourself, focus on yourself and relax. Another thing is, if you have free periods, use them wisely. Like for me, I would have a free period in the mornings and in the afternoons. And what I would do sometimes in the mornings, I would just not come to school. I would sleep and come to school when I actually had my lesson. So during my free period, I was basically sleeping, which is not amazing, but I mean, if I was up revising the night before, I would revise kind of late because I wouldn't have to wake up as early. So it all kind of like compensates. Or if I finished school early, I would go home early and take a nap or something and then start revising. So it all depends. On a Friday, I would have a free period in the middle of my school day, so I wouldn't have enough time to go home and come back. So I would just do all my homework, which was perfect that I was on a Friday. So I would do like as much homework as I could in like 1 hour, 40 minutes, 2 hours sort of time period. So I would have less work to do on the weekends and I would have more time to do other stuff, go over extra materials, or just like do fun stuff. As I already mentioned, sixth form is like being proactive. You can't just get away with doing homework and classwork. You need to do extra work, you need to see what your weakness is and what your strengths are. If you didn't get a good grade in a mock, why? Go over it, make sure you know that next time. Don't just go over something once, you need to keep on going over it. My teachers were saying how you need to go over something, when you revise it, leave a week and then go over it the week after. Then leave them like a few weeks and go over it after. A month, then go over it. So it's like you keep on revisiting that. So you just need to revise more smart, if that makes sense. The one thing I would used to do in class is when teachers were teaching something, I didn't always understand it, and instead of saying, Miss, Sir, how do you do that? Can you please repeat it for me? Or when they ask, do you understand? Because I'm like kind of shy, and like in school, I don't want my friends to think I don't know it or whatever. I feel like it's annoying because they get it and I don't. I don't want the teacher to repeat it. But honestly, it's really worth it asking the teacher to just repeat it again in class. They really don't mind at all. Or if you don't want to do that, at least say after, see the teacher on your own and ask them, can you please go over this with me? I don't understand this, and stuff like that. It really helps, and I really regret not doing it because I just thought, oh, I'll do it myself. I'll do it, I'll figure it out, and I don't figure it out all the time. And lastly, focus on your mental health. It's really important. I struggled a lot in year 12 with my mental health, partly because of school, partly because of other reasons, but you don't want it to affect you, and it's really hard for it not to affect you. So, I mean, talk to a teacher, talk to a parent if you ever need any help, because ultimately you need these grades. And oh my god, it's gone dark very quickly outside. So if the lighting has changed, I'm so sorry. So if you need these grades, you need to try hard, you need to work hard, and you need to give yourself time. You need to relax, you need to have social time with your friends, and then accommodate for the revision periods without any distractions, without using your phone, and just like full focus. And then you reward yourself with going out, with eating a certain food maybe. The key is to find a balance between your social life and your school life, and maybe even your work life. I used to think I don't have any time. A lot of people think they don't have time, but everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, and a lot of people accomplish way more than me. I'm thinking, why is this person getting better grades? Why is this person like understanding stuff more? But literally, you need to work out where your time's going. I'm spending too much time napping, I'm spending too much time on my phone, too much time procrastinating. You really need to have discipline on yourself and figure out what you're doing wrong. And you can find motivation and do the same as someone else is doing, and accomplish more, succeed as much as them by just figuring out where your time's going and just really manage your time properly. So yeah guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful in any sort of way. And please let me know down below if you're going sixth form, what subjects you're doing, how do you feel, stuff like that. And any video requests you would like to see, just let me know. They could be sixth form related or anything related. I really don't mind. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!